Okay, so like I said, yesterday's parasha contains the mitzvah of Birkat Hamazon. The achalta v'savata. By the way, guys, when we say this pasuk in Birkat Hamazon, don't say the achalta, the achalta. It's the achalta v'savata, and then don't say uberachta. It's uberachta. All right, so we got the pronunciation because it goes by where the nikudot and then where the ma'amid is. So the achalta v'savata uberachta at Hashem Elokecha. You eat and you bless Hashem. Question for the day from Hacham Ovadia Alav Shalom is: we're in book 4, Siman 13. Katan Hayodea Lemimi Barachim. If you have a child that knows who we're blessing, who we're thanking, he knows who Hashem is. Can you add a child to get zimun? Usually zimun, you need 3 people for zimun when you say Birkat Hamazon. You say B'shulchem Shamayim Nevarech, and then if you want to do with Hashem's name, Nevarech Elokeinu, then you need 10 people. So the question is, if you have 9, or you have 2, and you want to include a nephew or a grandkid, a little kid, can you include a child? It says in the Imam Berachot, Amar Rahman, Katan Hayodea Lemim Barachim Mizamenim. Straight up Gemara. A little child who knows who we're thanking for the food, you can include him for zimun. The Rif writes on this about Fasi. Dafka bekatan shnichnas l'shnat shalosh esrei. Dafka, a 12-year-old kid who's entering his 13th year. About katan shelo agia liot gimel. Otherwise, you cannot include him. V'en anu sovrim ken, says the Rif, we don't hold this. No, it says that even if he's 9 or 10 years old, he has enough of a brain that he knows what we're doing here, and we can include him. And in the Sefer HaOrah, he brings this reef that says 9 or 10 years old is the cutoff, and he says, so says Rabbeinu Hai Gaon. And the Sefer Eshkol as well, and the Sefer Aruch, and the Sefer Talmidei Rabbeinu Yonah. And the Rambam writes, says Maimonides, Katan Hayodea Lemim Barachim, a child who knows who we're blessing, Mezamenim Alav can be included in Zimun, Alpha Pishu Keven Sheva or Keben Shmone. So Rambam lowers the age to 7 or 8 years old. Yeah. Yes. Women can do Zimun. Yeah. Yeah. 3 women. We just don't do it together, men and women together. So women can do their own zimun, men do their own zimun. Why is that? With us together? The sinew reasons. That's all. Yeah. But with 3 women together, absolutely. They could do it. Yeah. Bring that home with you. You have 3 women in your house? No, you have 2 women in your house.
What about if it's your wife or daughter?
You have 3 women in your house. Huh?
What about if it's your wife or daughter?
Let them do it.
Can't do zimun with them?
They should do it.
I can't do it with them.
No, but
Listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he has a wife and 2 daughters. Let them do zimun.
But I can't do me and 2.
I don't know if you have to step out of the room. I think so.
Let's say in my house, I got 3 women and 2 boys.
I think you let the women do it.
3 women do it, and then just not include us.
I think so.
Wow.
I think so. We can look it up. Yeah. Women for sure do zimun. When it gets to the semantics, if there's men also there, do you answer them? I'm not sure. We have to look it up. Lena did tonight. We have a class tonight. We'll give you an answer for that, okay? Yeah. At least we got one answer. From you, I should always look. There's 2 guys in the back there. It's, freaking frack over there. I'm not sure what they're going to do. Okay. Avi, we know you're coming soon. So, again, we have the age limit. What's called old enough to join the adults? So, Relief holds 8 or 9 years old, and the Rambam holds 7 or 8 years old. The Mahazot Vitri writes, "In halakha k'Rav Nachman ve'en osim ma'aseh kimoto." We don't hold, Mahazot Vitri says, we don't hold any of these kids. You have to be a bar mitzvah boy. And this is the opinion of also Rav Sar Shalom Gaon and the Sefer Rab Semach Gaon. So a lot of the Gaonim agree with this. And the Ravid the Avad Ashkenaz, and the Orchot Haim, she'en l'saref katan l'zimun b'shlosha, ela ad she'yavi shetei se'arot. You cannot include the two. So the Avad is a big one. It's a very, very big Ashkenaz posek. The Avad, the Ravid, says no kids for zimun. And let's skip a little bit. In the Rabbeinu Abraham Bar Yitzhak the Abedin writes, after he quotes the Rif, who says 8 or 9 years old, we should hold like this Rif and include children. Don't bring me the other Geonim who say don't count the children. The Rif knew all the Geonim, and he said, still you do it. He explained what we should hold. So the Rif knew exactly what he was talking about, so we should follow the Rif. And the Sefer Rabbeinu Yeshaya Rishon writes, Yesh Geonim shekatvu shezeu dafka bekatan shechnas l'shnat Gimel. A lot of the Geonim say no, you must be a bar mitzvah. Ve'enu and Eli, I don't agree. Shekatan stam mashma afilu koshu. When you say a child, it means a child. The Gemara says you can include a child. Doesn't mean 13 years old. All he has to be is in a mental state of he knows who we're blessing. Okay, I'm skipping a little bit. I'm going to skip a little of this. Maran Shulchan Aruch writes in Siman 199, Katan sheyagia le'onat ha'pe'utot, with a tet. A katan who gets to the age of understanding. What's the literal meaning of pe'utot? Is it a word they use these days? Pe'utot. It means the age of understanding. They use that word in Israel these days? Pa'ut? Cognition? Really? A pauton is a kindergarten teacher? Pauton?
No teacher.
Oh, a student.
A place.
Oh, like a place of learning.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. A katan that gets to the age of pautot, he knows who we're blessing to, you include him. Umistaref, there's a hidush, I think. Umistaref, you can include him ben l'shlosha, whether it's for 3, or ben l'asara, or whether you even pretend to use Hashem's name. When you do zimun with 10 guys, use Hashem's name. What does the Ramah write? What do you think the Ramah writes? The Ramah says, Ramosh Ishalis, no kids. The Ramah says, some people say no kids, only bar mitzvah boys. This is the custom in the Ashkenaz countries. Don't change the custom. So the Ramah obviously argues, as we know to expect that at this point, but with the Maran Shulchan Aruch, and the Ramah says no kids. What is the word to Maran? Does Maran Shulchan Aruch give an age limit? No. He says pautot, knowledge. Maran says katan sheyagia le'onat pautot. Hainu miben 6 shanim b'mala, says the Chacham Ovadia says it must be 6 years or older. 6 years is called having knowledge. How do you know? Yes, you got this proof. How do you know 6 years is called knowledge? Says the Chacham Ovadia. I have a proof. If you have a child who went to a store and bought something, can you come later and say, no, my child doesn't know what he's doing. Give me the money back. It's a false transaction. What age does a child's transaction constitute? So let's go to business law, says the Chacham Ovadia. There's something called the business law. In Shulchan Aruch, Choshen Mishpat, the laws of business, it says, Katan ad 6 shanim en hakna'ato la'aharim kilum. Until he's 6 years old, he can't buy anything from the store. And if he bought something, he got a refund. He doesn't know what he's doing. But mishesh shanim ad she'agdil, once he's 6 years old, im yodea betiv masa'u matan. If he understands business, or he understands prices, mekho mekah. What he bought is a purchase. And even if he sold something in your, let's say the son is watching the store, he's 6 years old and he knows what's going on, you can't say it's a refund. And so says Chacham Ovadia, what's the difference? It's just a level of pe'utot, understanding. We see if it's good enough for business, it's good enough to bless Hashem. So same thing here. As long as he knows what's going on, as long as he's 6 years old, each kid has a different sharpness. Mr. Zimun, he should be included starting from the age 6. And therefore, even in the laws of minyan. Now this is not halakha ma'aseh, but Maran Shulchan Aruch in Siman 55 in the laws of minyan, he says, look this halakha up later. He says, Yesh omrim. He doesn't quote it here, but I'm going to try to quote it from by heart. Yesh omrim shekatan mistaref l'minyan. Maran Shulchan Aruch says, some people say that a katan of 6 years old and up can count for minyan, to be the 10th kid, 10th guy. And then Maran Shulchan Aruch says we don't hold like this. But the fact that he even threw it in there shows he's defining a kid as 6 years old as if he knows. And so therefore says the Chamadia, I'm going to go even lower than the Reef's age and lower than the other age, and I'm going to drop it down to the age of 6. And therefore, Lafizeh, I'm skipping a whole paragraph. You're welcome to read it later. Lafizeh, according to this, we have to change and say the Pa'utot is the age of 6 and up, called Hadr up to the sharpness of each kid. And I'm going to look and skip over here for a little bit for a quote from the Hida. The Hida says, about Kushta de Milta, the truth of the matter is, says the Hida, Shedat Manam Shulchan Aruch Shekatam Stam Katan Sheyagia Le'onat HaPe'utot. What is the opinion of Manan when he says understanding? It is Shekoshu Gadol Meben Shesh Ve'odea, says the Hida, as long as he's 6 and up, then Mimi Balachim is a Mimala, then he should be counted. Uchmosh Shadav Ribash, and Mikom Akom, says the Hida, I don't know, 6 is a little too young. You should be strict. Says the Hida, I think we should do 9 and above, like the Rif says. Because all the Geonim we quoted are strict. Let's just take the Rambam and the Rif. Remember, Rambam's age was 7 or 8. Is that what Rambam said? Let's go with the Rambam. The Hida says 6 is pushing it. I'm not comfortable going away from the Rambam and the Rif. Says the Chamadia, Va'ani Omer, and I say, if Maran Shulchan Aruch holds the 6, Maran Shulchan Aruch holds the 6, then what are you doing? Just go by Maran Shulchan Aruch. He's our rabbi. There's no problem. Why should we be strict? And therefore, he says the age should be 6 years old. Okay. I'm just skipping to the end. Yeah, one child. Yeah. Let's see one child. Let's see one thing. The Ben Ish Hai says, Katan shiyagia le'onat ha'pi'utot shu keben tesha. So the Ben Ish Hai would hold like the Rif, that it's 9 years old. Maran pasach shemistaref lezimun. Umoram katav she'en l'saref katan lezimun. Uminhag Baghdad kedaat Maran. Says the Ben Ish Hai, 9 years old. Says the Chamadia, over mechilat kovot torato, with forgiveness, which means he's about to destroy you. And debarav meduyakim, I don't understand you. Gama hidahu de pirush. Maran holds is 6 years old. What are you saying? 9 years old. Ve'en tefes ve'ech tafas bilshonom shemaran hitid latzref ben tesha. We quoting Maran holds 9. Maran holds 6. And so therefore he says, I don't agree with the Ben Ish Hai, which he did very often, even to the chagrin of a lot of the Iraqis that he taught. When I look at the Sefer B'rit, he brings actual stories of rabbis. Tunisia, a lot of Tunisian rabbis in Jerba, that they included children, not like the Ramah, who says that the Ashkenazim shouldn't do it. Even though the Ashkenazim go out biyad Ramah, you know that he always brings this. You know what the pasuk? So it's a twist on words. They went on with the instructions. Even though the Ashkenazim go biyad Ramah, let them have their thing and let us have our thing. We hold like Maran Shulchan Aruch. Leave us alone, 6 and up. So besikum, katan miben shesh v'mala halakha l'ma'aseh. A child from 6 years old and up, if he knows who we're blessing, you can include him. When it comes to zimun for 10 people, only one child and not more than one. For not minyan. Zimun, only zimun. Yeah, you could use Hashem's name if you have one kid. It's Hidush, really Hidush. וכמו שבזק לנו החידה, וכן בזק לנו ביצחק טייב בספר אלוף חכם, וכן עיקד את ההלכה למעשה. So you have one kid that you can use, so what do you gotta do? You have to ask him, hey, Birkat Hamazon, what are we doing? What is it? Oh, we're thanking Hashem for the food. You're in as long as you're 6 years old, according to Hakam Vadia. Same thing for Minyan now.